Hi, I'm Matt from World of Ukes, and I wanted to talk to you today about these ukuleles. They're unusual because they have this fanned fret arrangement going on here, which I'll explain what that's for, and just the fact that it's not just a novelty, it has a practical purpose. So I'll be talking about this one, which is the KT model, it stands for Koa tenor, but it's actually Asian Koa, or let's just call it Acacia. There's also the KC, which is the Acacia version in concert. And there's also the ST, which is the spruce top with walnut back and sides, all solid. That's that one. And the SC, which is the spruce and walnut combo, and that's in concert size. So looking at this fingerboard, you'll notice that the strings are different lengths, and the frets aren't just straight down as you normally get, they're fanned out, so they change ever so slightly in angle all the way down the fingerboard. Two reasons for that. One is the low G. These all have low Gs fitted, and they're kind of optimized for low G. If you've ever noticed with a low G, you might find it's a bit flappy or flabby, that this longer scale length from the nut to the saddle on the low G, and to an extent the C, gives a little bit more tension on those deeper notes and allows the low tones to ring out for longer with a bit more sustain and a bit more ring to them. The other thing, now whether this is a byproduct of this design or just a happy accident, I find them quite straightforward for bar chords. I'm not the world's biggest bar chord fan, but if you imagine a regular ukulele with your frets straight down and you're trying to form a straight bar, if you imagine that the movement of your hand, it's not particularly natural for your hand to be completely at a right angle to the fretboard all the way up the neck. What actually happens with these fanned frets is you follow more of a natural pattern and more of a natural movement. If you imagine you're down that end, you're pointing slightly that way, and as you move closer, you're straighter, where the frets here are straighter, and as you move to this end, your hand naturally angles in that direction. So it kind of follows the fan, which I find easier for bar chords myself. I did wonder whether it was more difficult to play, whether I'd have to really adjust or keep my eyes on the fingerboard the whole time, but I actually just picked it up and played it as normal. It does look strange, it looks unusual, it looks a challenge, but actually playing it is fine. And yet those bar chords I find a lot easier. All the way up to the top. So that's the Uma or Uma, I don't know which, but that's their fan fret series, and they're available now from World of Ukes.